There is a massive trap being set. Let's look at two quick charts. Here we have the S&P and it closes green. However, if now we look over to the NASDAQ, it closed red with a failed breakout. So what is going to happen from here? Please remember, Jerome Powell spoke this week and he did move the market. So is everything going to change on July 17th when maybe we're going to go down? Please note, Jerome Powell will speak again on Monday at noon. This is going to matter because he does this once a year as well. He's going to be speaking with David Rubenstein at the Economic Club of Washington, D.C. So this is generally going to be a more informal meeting before they meet on July 31st to decide if they're going to cut rates or not. Jerome Powell definitely said, hey, guys, hold my beer. We're going to go higher. And we did. So now the question is there anything he said this week which is going to make him rethink his comments, make him maybe strike a different tone, or is he basically going to say, hey, I did it. No one thought I could do the soft landing. I did it. It's great. And here's some evidence. We're seeing rotation. Equal weight S&P up by 2.8%. The Russell up by 5.2%. Regional banks up by 7.8% so far this week. So this is normally the time of the year when you can go on the beach, you can enjoy yourself, you can enjoy the summer. And I think that's exactly what I and a lot of other people want to do. So as I'm looking to the heat map for the last week, looks pretty good. Let's clean it up. We put the big blocks on the left, small blocks on the right. Hey, it's looking pretty good over here. A lot more green than we've had before. So yes, sometimes we get a nasty hangover when everyone sells the same stocks at the same time. But if now we look forward to next week, because it's pretty light data other than Jerome. We have some inflation numbers out of Europe. We got PMI on Friday. We got a press conference and an interest rate decision from Europe. But they've already cut, so they're likely going to pause. I think Jerome Powell's going to be the market mover before he meets on July 31st or the last day of the month. So if you're a bear, you're probably not enjoying this, and you might be due for more pain because everyone's kind of banking on that 17th date to be like, oh my God, I missed out on the best 2-week trading period of the whole year, but now stocks are going to go down. Now it's time to go down. I think there's been a lot of pain for a lot of bears. If we just look at this here, let's go to our monthly chart. If we look to the S&P, we're up by 3% on the month, even with a bit of a sell-off into the close today. The NASDAQ up by 3.3%, closing right on round numbers. 560 for SPY. We can see that right here, 560, 559.99, and 494.82 for the NASDAQ, basically right on a round number. So if we think about this, if earnings are likely going to be the catalyst after Jerome talks on Monday, we get a few more banks. Well, let's just have a look at a couple here. And I actually forgot to do two, so I'll just do those right now. We'll just do them on the other screen as we look at these first ones first here. So Taiwan Semiconductor, well, that's going to be a beat. So we're looking at the numbers here. We're looking at the company, 145 over 137. That's a beat. All right, we got Goldman Sachs pre-market on Monday along with BlackRock. I think BlackRock is BLK. So what do we got here for Goldman Cuck? Well, it's a beat, and that's a big beat. 967 over 863. That's a dollar beat. That's a nice number. BlackRock, pretty big fun in case you don't know them. 10.3 EPS over 9.96. All right. 100% hit ratio so far. We got Goldman Sachs. We got BlackRock. Let's look at a few others because this is likely what's going to matter. All right. We got TSM. Well, that's also a beat. That's the first chip company to report. All right. Now let's look at United Airlines on Wednesday after market close. What are they going to do? They're going to beat. All right, what's next? Here we're looking at Netflix after the bell on Thursday. What is it? You probably guessed it. It's a beat. Bank of America, beat. What do we got here? Morgan Stanley, beat. Do you notice any misses yet? I don't. I'm not going to look at every individual company. Maybe we'll look at one more. Let's look at ASML. Also a beat. So 100% beats. It's a matter of whether or not they guide higher. I think the market's pretty good right now. I think it's in a nice little period where we can enjoy ourselves being outside. Again, it's summertime. Let's go on the beach. Let's relax. Let's not stress about our accounts because these companies are likely going to deliver. I think it's going to be a nice little run from here. What we do want to be mindful of is that even with a beat, not every company can go up. Like Wells Fargo, they beat, but the stock is actually down. Why? Guidance really matters. So just because these companies beat does not guarantee they're going to go higher. That could be the trap. The trap could also be whatever Jerome does on Monday, right? So far, we're going higher. If he wants to walk it back and we're going to get that big fade starting on July 17th, I pretty much told you what I think it's going to be. All right. So now I'm going to ask you for a huge favor. If you could please consider smashing the thumbs up or subscribing to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. If now we have a look here at these different charts that I mentioned, we got weekly charts, which are really important here. So the S&P, record close, all-time highs. Nice. If we look here to the NASDAQ, same thing. Hit that Fibonacci extension at 161, but it's technically a failed break. Normally, I would say this does not look fantastic, but because we saw such strong buying into small caps, I think this is to be determined. Why? Well, technically, it's a higher low and it's a higher high. So technically, we're still going up. If we're going to top tick here, then we need to see shoulder, head, shoulder, which pretty much means if we get back above this left shoulder here, roughly 497, we're probably going to run a test to go back up here to the high. If we break the high, hey, it's bullish. How are we going to deny that? I think they were just massaging the numbers on the close. Why? 560 for SPY and 495 for QQQ. All right, if now we look at a few more ETFs like SMH, what did it do? Close over the candle high. We look at MAGs, fail breakout. XLG, we got a failed breakout here too. So there's different charts which are looking better than others. The Russell, this one definitely powered up by 6%. So this one looks pretty good. If we look over here to XLF, this is one that was battling for all-time high, and it's a bull pivot. We can see that the previous all-time high is now currently, again, based on a monthly, not looking like a double top. Why? Well, we're back above our all-time high from before. And note here, we have an inside bar break bull, and we're currently over it. So if we can hold into the end of the month, hey, it looks pretty good. This is our second strongest weekly close ever for XLF. If now we look forward to a few more ETFs like XLV, hey, record close. Welcome to the club, buddy. Woo, right? XLE, hey, pretty good. XLU powering up by 4% to retest a key area going back to the lockdowns back in 2020. Hey, everything's looking pretty good so far. New York Stock Exchange, record close. That's 2,000 stocks. ARC, hey, it's green, so that's a win. Insurance, pretty strong close. Another 3.5 on the week. Regional banks up by nearly 9. We talked about that one. Emerging markets, hey, the rest of the world's catching a bid too. It's a global party, right? Let's go party. Let's go on the beach. Let's have some fun. That's exactly what emerging markets are doing. Even China's up, right? Up by 3%. Sorry, Kathy, even China beat you. That's pretty much it. So like the whole world wants to rally. Even look at NVIDIA. Let me check on that one. Another hollow candle closing over the candle high. Check, check, check. Everything looks good. Is it a guarantee things can go higher? Well, I don't know. Like even Tesla caught a bid, right? It's basically flat on the week. If even Tesla is able to rally and basically back test and pass off support, we reviewed this on the morning stream. I'll leave that for you at the end. Every time it tried to bounce off here, it got rejected. Well, this time it got over, back tested, and passed. With that said, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you on Monday at 9 a.m. If not, click on the left. Thank you so much for tuning in.